Coming up on this end-of-the-year edition of Inside Bellingham, how about a little get-moving activity for everyone? Lots of fun and a little bit of challenge to help us all stay active. We have more. And a tour of the newest addition to our library system, the Barkley Village branch. And inside Bellingham's resident firefighter and paramedic Brian Flannelly with valuable information about how the city prepares for hazardous materials emergencies. All this coming up next, right here on Inside Bellingham. Hi, I'm Laura Greenfield, and behind me is Bellingham's historic and future waterfront on the old Georgia-Pacific industrial site right next to downtown. But this isn't the only area where things are poised for change in Bellingham. If you've been downtown lately, you've probably noticed a lot of street and sidewalk construction in the Arts District. The city is improving several downtown areas so that they can encourage pedestrian use, provide more room for outdoor cinema, street fair, and concerts, and more attractive streetscaping. The streetscape at Bay and Holly will be the gateway to the Arts District. We asked Robin Halliday of the Bellingham Whatcom Public Facilities District to give us a sense of what all these improvements will look like.
This streetscape project actually does a couple of important things. It narrows down Bay Street so that in the future we can actually close it off for public events, for movies, for street fairs. It also adds a lot of public gathering space and artwork.
Ellen Solid is the artist that created Sentinel, the striking sculpture piece lighting the entrance to the Arts District on the corner of Bay and Holly.
Well, it needed to be something that could really be at this corner, to really hold the corner. And so I really felt like it needed to be a vertical piece. I wanted to do things to attract people to the plaza, not to necessarily fill the plaza. And then the whole idea of it being kind of the idea of a sentinel, which is something that watches over, was the other part of it. And then the part of the design that I actually particularly like is the whole notion that it's on an angle, and so it really looks like it's just like thump, right into the earth, like this marks the spot, this is where you are. And to really engage you and know where you are when you arrive. So it's really about being part of the Arts District.
Well, this project on Bay and Holly is really exciting as the gateway to the Arts District. It's not the first streetscape project that we've completed. If you remember, we just completed a wonderful project expanding the sidewalks in front of the Mount Bakery and the Temple Bar and Black Drop Coffee. It's a wonderful place for people to gather.
The entire project has been a complete gift. I've told so many of our customers and so many of all of our employees agree. It's just been a fantastic asset for us. On a sunny day like today, especially on the weekends, you'll see this is absolutely packed. We'll have 24 to 30 people sitting out here on the sidewalk and still have room for people to go by. We've got great space for parking for the bicycles, which is a big thing for us downtown. Prior to the sidewalk being finished, we would have a few seats outside, and we had parking meters. We had cars right next to people, and this has helped increase our seating, and it's given a place for people to come downtown and just really have a sort of an almost European cafe sort of experience. It's been really great.
It's really an important project in terms of driving economic development. Of all times, we need to invest in our community. It's been proven that investing in your arts district increases tourism and public investment. We saw that as soon as we broke ground on the new Art and Children's Museum. We saw a flurry of activity of private investment and development in the arts district. So it's just good business.
Ellen told us that her sculpture, Sentinel, will put on a special light show at midnight on New Year's Eve. If you'd like to know more about the Arts District and the changes going on there, visit the city's website at www.cob.org. In addition to fire and emergency medical services, the Bellingham Fire Department also has to think about the big picture, those what-if scenarios that nobody really likes to think about. Emergency hazardous spills, or hazmat scenarios, can occur at any time or any place in Bellingham. The police and fire department must be prepared to deal with those threats. That means training in both the skills and equipment used in hazmat situations. Bellingham firefighter and paramedic Brian Flannelly takes us to a hazmat training exercise.
Hazardous materials can be defined as any substance that can cause injury. And whether we like it or not, we're surrounded by them. The gasoline that you put in your car, the chemicals that you use to clean your bathroom, even the lawn care products that you use, all can cause injury. When you add in the chemicals used for industry, the total quantity of hazardous materials in this county can be very large. As long as these chemicals remain in their containers, we hardly notice them. And so, every day, an unknown quantity of hazardous materials are stored or pass unnoticed through our community, on trains, trucks, and in pipelines beneath our feet. But what happens when these containers fail? In Whatcom County, we call the Specialized Emergency Response Program. This is a very unique joint venture for both fire departments, industry, and law enforcement. This provides for both funding and expert personnel from a wide variety of disciplines. To get an idea of how the system operates, let's look at a federal hazmat terrorist response exercise held at Birch Bay earlier this year. When the SERP team arrives, they're faced with a large number of victims covered with an unknown chemical. A special decontamination tent is set up to clean patients before they're moved from the scene. The goal is to provide care without spreading toxic chemicals to the rest of the community, particularly the hospital. While the hazmat entry team puts on their protective suits, the bomb robot is sent into the hot zone to gather information about victims and the source of contamination. Those victims who are able to walk are encouraged to go to the front of the decon tent and change out of their contaminated clothing. This group will be washed down before further treatment is started. These walking wounded patients are now ready to be taken to a safe location for medical treatment, triage, and eventual transport to the hospital. Meanwhile, the primary and backup entry teams prepare their communication and respiratory gear.
Okay, what we understand we're dealing with is material called methyl isocyanate.
No teams are allowed into the hot zone until a full briefing is complete. After a final check, the entry team is sealed into their suits. Once inside the hot zone, they begin to assess the scene and use their instruments to determine the chemicals that are present. This information is relayed to the incident commander. They now begin to assess injured patients and move them to the decon tent. The clothing is removed, then the patient is washed off while rolling down the tent. Even the initial entry team has to be scrubbed off before leaving the hot zone. In an incident of this size, local resources are quickly overwhelmed, so military assets are brought in. Ground crews set up additional treatment areas so that medical teams can be brought closer to the scene.
I want not just when I'm breathing at ground level, but I want eyes on up high.
The Marine Corps Chemical Biological Incident Response Force prepares to send their troops into the hot zone. This allows the area to be thoroughly searched. More patients can now be found and brought to the decon tent more efficiently. While it is helpful to practice emergency skills regularly, the greatest benefit of these exercises is the development of interagency cooperation at the operational level, command level, and leadership level. That spirit of interagency cooperation is at the heart of Whatcom County's SERP team. Working relationships built in this group benefit everyone as they return to their regular duties in fire, industry, or law enforcement agencies. You never know when you're going to find yourself in the middle of a hazardous materials emergency. If that happens, rest assured, your Whatcom County CERP team stands ready to help you. Okay, we're all done now. Can somebody help me get out of here?
You can find out more about the Bellingham Fire Department by visiting their website at www.cob.org/fire.
Hello? Are my feet supposed to be burning?
The Bellingham Library recently opened a new branch here in Barkley Village. It has a great location on New Market Street. It's a small space, but it's packed with a great selection of books and services. Assistant Library Director Christine Perkins offered to show us around.
This is the new Barkley Branch Library. It's a branch of the Bellingham Public Library. It just opened on September 13th of this year. It's the first branch to open in Bellingham since 1923, when we actually had a Silver Beach branch library. You come in here, you feel inspired. It's a small space, but you feel like it's actually quite spacious because of the way it's laid out and the color scheme. And it's really what a modern library looks like and should be. The Friends of the Bellingham Public Library donated over $7,500 worth of new children's picture books for this area. We had noticed that many of the items being returned over to the Barclay Hagen book drops were children's materials. So we gathered that there were many families with children in this area who used the library and wanted to make those picture books more available to them. We couldn't have done this at all without the help of the Barkley Company, specifically the Talbot family, but also Jeff Kochman. John Mullen was our project manager for the building portion of the project. In addition to donating the space to the library for free, rent-free for 42 months, they also paid for all of the build-out of the library to turn a regular retail space into a public library space.
As we develop the Barkley district, we look for ways to bring in not only business activities here and now residential, but also civic. A library makes the Barkley district more of a complete community. We knew it was going to be expensive, but we felt in the end that the $150,000 or so that we committed to this project was well worth it. We had the help of some great architects, RMC architects here locally, put together the design and the interior.
One special feature of this space is that it's part library, part reading room. This section over here is the reading room. It's open even when the library itself is not staffed. You can come in, check your email, use your laptop computer, read a magazine, and then when the library opens, you can enter into the library proper, browse materials, use the computers that we have, and take care of your library business.
You can visit the library's website at www.bellinghampubliclibrary.org for more information about the new Barkley branch. This is the holiday season. Food, food, and more food is an American tradition this time of year. Staying active, which means more than just moving the fork to the mouth, gets harder to do when those dinner invites and candy dishes just keep rolling in. What we need to do about all those additional calories is somehow get moving. The City of Bellingham and various community partners are here to help. The Get Movin' program Winter Edition kicks off at the end of December right here at the Sportsplex. It's really a lot of fun for kids and adults, and we thought we'd give you a preview.
There are two major goals for Get Movin'. One is to encourage people to become more physically active. The second is to introduce people to all of the recreation and physical fitness opportunities there are in Whatcom County. So our goal is for families to become more active in Whatcom County. Usually at the summer kickoff events, we have a huge variety of organizations that provide different fun booth activities. We have obstacles from Western Washington University. We have karate centers doing karate, the gymnastics academies, dance studios. parachute activities and hula hoop activities going on in the middle of the field. And throughout the day, we had a variety of performers. The first year we did it on the public market's parking lot. And we were expecting to have a couple hundred people sign up, but we had over 1,000 people, and it was really just exciting to see how many people turned out. And now Bellingham has been doing Get Movin' for 4 years, and this is our second winter resolution Get Movin'. The winter Get Movin' events are a little bit different. They're held at the Sportsplex, and it's a big, huge celebration. We have tons of inflatables. We once again will have a fun obstacle course. There'll be different organizations passing out information about who they are and what they do, promoting physical activity in Whatcom County. The Winter Get Moving event takes place on New Year's Eve, so December 31st from 6 to 9 at the Bellingham Sportsplex. And to be prepared for the kickoff event, you should definitely dress warm. There's free ice skating, so you want to make sure you have a pair of socks with you. And there's fun, interactive activities, so dress in loose-fitting clothing so that you can run around. Your entire family is invited. Get Movin' is open to all ages. To register for Get Movin', all you have to do is fill out a registration form and turn it into Bellingham Parks and Recreation. Registration forms can be picked up in a variety of places, local YMCAs, the Boys and Girls Clubs, the Sportsplex, or you can register at the kickoff event. When you sign up for Get Movin', you get a bracelet that allows you to get into free interactive activities throughout the whole month. Some of those activities will be free swimming at the Aquatic Center, free ice skating at the Sportsplex, roller skating at Linden Skateway. Some of our local fitness centers like the BAC, the YMCA open their doors for free for families to go run around in their gym or go swimming or try out some new activities. The overall purpose of Get Movin' is to encourage families to exercise more. And we have a strategy of encouraging them to exercise a half hour, 5 days a week for 1 month. And to help them with that goal and that purpose, we have a calendar of events that they can attend to help encourage them to get moving. So come on out and get moving.
You can get more information, including sign-up information, on the city's Parks Department website. Go to www.cob.org/parks. It's a beautiful time of year in our community. The holidays are here. The air is crisp. It's a great time to walk around Barkley Village, Fairhaven, downtown, and fine-tune your holiday spirit. If you have thoughts about how we can fine-tune this show or others on BTV10, we'd like to hear from you. You can reach us through our website or directly via email. Here's to a prosperous new year to all of you, from all of us. I'm Laura Greenfield. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays.